What's up, everyone? I am at YCS Montreal right now. Day one just finished. I made day two, and I had an amazing feature match round one that I want to share with you guys. Literally here, I want to go to sleep to prepare for tomorrow, but I didn't post today. And I'm on a mission to post every day until 2026 because eventually, if I keep saying this, eventually at some point I'll do it. You know, I kind of failed at 100 videos of Cool Tune. I'm not going to fail at this. Anyways, I had an absolutely epic match. Due to Konami policy of not streaming the events in Canada, I wanted to show you guys the actual match right here on Dueling Book so you guys can see, because my opponent's hand was so broken and some amazing plays that I think all Cool Tune players will really appreciate. And by the way, this deck kind of worked out because look at this bad boy. Look at this bad boy. Look at this. I won this today with all my tickets that stacked from some events. This amazing Blue Eyes White Dragon, my pet Blue Eyes White Dragon. It's my second Blue Eyes White Dragon. As you guys know, I won a giant card, YCS Blue Eyes White Dragon. One more and I get the ultimate Blue Eyes White Dragon. That's right. And in this video, I'm doing a giveaway. Not for this, you stupid. What the? I'm doing a giveaway for a high five. If you see me at YCS Montreal, I got you with a high five and maybe, just maybe, a second high five. All right, so with that being said, let's get straight into this video. Check my meta buy down below if you love these plays. My whole masterclass has my entire deck that I took today to the event that I'm gonna finish well with tomorrow. And I just want to showcase this replay. Let's go. This is my hand. As you can see, it's incredibly broken, obviously. But my opponent's hand, I'd say he's even a little bit more broken, especially for his deck. Bro has, ready? Droplets, Vision, 3 broken Memento cards. And he gets another broken Memento card with Q's draw. It's just, this is peak gameplay. So pay close attention. I'm going to tell you the exact chronological sequencing. Anyone that plays Cool Tune needs to watch this video. You also need to get Supreme Pro sleeves and join my meta fight if this impresses you. No more. You ready? The next 20 minutes is going to be absolute factual how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Summon Q effect. A lot of you shitters here would go special Rico, special mix search, or special a 4th hand trap. You already have a 4th hand trap. You don't have 3 hand traps in this hand, you have 4. And I'll be surprised if someone comments, if I go Q right now, I'm not specially mix or Rico. I'm not trying to play the droll for no reason whatsoever. You're going to special rotary here because you quite literally just have everything. You don't need to wait to die to droll for nothing. The droll is useless against Cool Tune if you don't play like an imbecile. So I have a question for chat. Before I tell you how to do it, everyone watching the YouTube video right now, while I'm live at YCS, we're not playing this up for Montreal day one before day two, and I even made it. Day two, and I'm still doing this for you guys Friday night. I'm gonna post this video late, like 11 or something. Anywho, tell me how I get a 4th hand trap with this hand on my opponent's turn. Go. Anywho, I'm gonna continue. The only play you can do here is Track Maker, nothing else. If you summon anything else, I will question you. You're gonna go next. What chain link do you do? There's only one answer. Chain link 1 Q, chain link 2 rotary, chain link 3 track maker. Engrave that into your soul. Too many people think, oh, but I want to cheat back track maker because of Harmonia, because of Ghost Soda. If they save Harmonia, it is much more hurting for your turn. If they have Harmonia when you have remix and Zalin needs to negate the Zalin needs to negate the Harmonia, you're fucked. You want them to Harmonia. You're baiting them. You're like, please Harmonia me now. Please Ogre me now. It removes this. Anywho, you have to do it like this. So I see the hand and I see the broken hand I was discussing here. Kind of a broken. You're Track Maker chain link 3. So you always search KTS as your first search no matter what. You always search KTS first search. Because if he didn't hand trap me at one point, he's probably playing breakers. If he showed 5 breakers, 3 breakers, what the fuck do I want a mix or a Rico for? There are moments where you just don't want monsters. There's a realistic situation where if there was 3 or 4 breakers that my hand traps and the one like KTS into something could save the day, and I didn't need a full board that would have just get annihilated to their droplets and FNVs and all that stuff. So you always search KTS first just in case, even if you waste it, which on resolution, I do exactly that. I waste it. I go KTS. Gonna get mix. Now, because we started with Q here, we have one more. We have mix. This is gonna search Q from grave. This is the exact play that I did. Don't waste your resources if you don't need to. This is just going straight to Zalin. Oh, I forgot what the Q revealed for him is Memento Fusion. So bro here revealed Fualos and Memento Fusion. These are the 2 that are revealed. What would you guys give him here? I know a lot of you guys would see Memento Fusion, understand that they could destroy Sleepy quite easily with this hand, and be like, oh, just give him Fualos, I'll banish Memento Fusion. This is why you guys are not 3-time champions. If you give him Fualos, if Fualos is in my opponent's hand, this game is over, I lost. Whether he resolves the Fuwa or has a, I wouldn't do that if I was him. I'll just go droplets, Fuwa spell. And Remix and Zalin are negated. Bro's only playing against 3 hand traps, and he has Vision, and he has Bone Party. The game's over. The game's actually over. So what you have to do at this situation, this is why Yu-Gi-Oh! Is tough for some people. Fualos could give him 5 draws and gives him a monster for droplet. You have to understand this technical play, or you just can't play this deck. I'm sorry to tell you guys, but Cool Tune is a deck that you have to master every deck perfectly. Otherwise, you'll have a bad time. When you master every deck perfectly, you can make the perfect decision. Even if you play Cool Tune, you should play every other deck a little bit to truly understand it, to always make the perfect play. So in this situation, obviously after, get this, I get the Rico. Make Remix, done. I want you guys to engrave this into your souls. You guys see this right here? You don't need to do anything special. You don't need to be setting no trap. You don't need to know setting elf no traps or whatever nonsense or Q hand trap save me. Zalin Remix. Engrave that in your soul. I don't even play reframing anymore. The amount of games I've lost with Zalin Remix and Super Poly wasn't involved. In fact, I don't think I ever did. It might be 999 wins and 1 loss when I got this far with no Super Poly. No breakers will save you. I got pretty close to losing this one, but just saying, you're always having 1 extra hand trap than they have plays. So I said earlier, how do you get 4 hand traps with this? What we did here is play the most opportune way into every hand trap in the game. Not a singular hand trap could play, no collection of hand traps until I saw his hand. I could have searched another KTS instead of JJ. I'd say that could have been something, but I always like to have 1 KTS in deck. I just enjoy it. I like it just in case something happens, and I like it more for follow-up. This I kind of like more because I play 2 JJ, 3 KTS. The other way, I would have 2 JJ in deck. So just in case we got to a follow-up, I would have, my next turn I have another JJ and another KTS because I'm planning to win next turn anyways, just in case. So I said earlier on my end phase, on his turn, how do I get 4 hand traps? It's very simple. You just Veiler them. And you just remix, add back to Veiler. Veiler in Cool Tune actually means 2 hand traps. Unless you've used a tuner hand trap like a Ghost Ogre or a Ghost Mourner or whatever to make Trackmaker and you just have a dead tuner in there, you could use Veiler to add back or remix to have double hand trap. People don't recognize the importance of that because Q doesn't, you can play better into hand trap. Anyways, now my opponent's turn. Draws this, starts Vision. The only play here is Ash. If you do anything but Ash here, you're a Bose. Just gonna turn quick. You have to Ash. Obviously, I know his whole hand. If I attempt to droplet the Vision, I would never get that far, and Vision will guarantee resolve. You cannot give your opponent more breakers in the situation. You want to make, no matter what, make it as simplified as possible when you play Cool Tune. Listen closely, guys. This is 3-time champion training for you guys to learn how to do this properly. You know what? I'm glad Kami doesn't post some streams. Actually, I'm not. But the underlying part is you can learn how to do this masterfully from YCS champion 3 times, soon to be 4. Anywho, you have to ask this. If you try to Zalin, it'll never happen. So what happens next? Does this, and then bro goes Bone Party. Okay. So I know very much, yeah, I'd like to negate the Zalin. Now I could wait. But if he gets another monster up there on summon and goes droplet, send remix, Zalin, we're talking about some scary stuff. The remix must resolve at all costs, no matter what. If the remix resolves, even if Zalin gets negated, I couldn't give it less shit. So I'm going to go remix and I'm going to attempt to negate the Bone Party. I do negate the Bone Party, to which he droplets, of course. But this is what you want him to do. You want Droplet to trade off as a Chalice. Droplet will just use a Chalice here. Good, no problem. No problem. There was a role that could have let him stay for a bit, potentially have some monsters up, and then change. If he goes Droplets and Spell, I could have potentially find a way to get rid of it, but there's just no point. 1 Chalice, wonderful. That's what I want it for. And then I couldn't get my Veiler because bro has a 20-minute draw phase here. So what I do is I special Rico and I add Rotary, knowing eventually with my back-to-back, I'm going to synchro my Rotary eventually to get some of this graveyard off. Resolving all this plays now. He gets rid of the Sleepy. He gets Anguish. This is some really good Yu-Gi-Oh here. Then he goes Anguish, Sleepy. I go Rico. So now I want you guys to see this. So I go Rico. I then went KTS. I searched Rico or Mix. I forgot which one. Eventually, after searches here, putting it in this game state. Yes, let me just confirm something here. So is this game state? I'm actually going to reveal this as well. I want you guys to see the actual written feature as well so you guys can see. So you went Vision, went Ash, Bone Party, Droplet, as I said, the Sleepy Anguish. Now what we're doing is went Synchro. Yeah, so he added Clip, Rico back-to-back, Rico, return Rotary. So Rotary, guys, is a lot of people don't use the second effect as a DD Crow enough. I just wanted access to it, to have it, so I could potentially, in that situation, get rid of a card in his grave. Ganesh's effect, he sends Gaddick and adds the search card. So his deck is something like this. It's obviously not fully like this, but he went send this, add this, and he goes Gaddick effect to special itself. So Gaddick effect to special itself. And now I'm like, all right, this could go a few ways, but I have an idea. Let's see how it goes. Ganesh, special Gaddick, and then I'm going to go ahead and target Trackmaker. So this is where Yu-Gi-Oh! Does get a little bit difficult, of course, because it's like, in what situations are you going to use what cards? But I had a master plan here to not die, and I was going to kill him. So I go Trackmaker. Oh, it was Mix that I searched, I believe. Let me just double check here. I searched Mix. Okay, sorry about that, guys. So my KTS search Mixed, knowing that I wanted Loudness up ASAP. What Loudness does, so when I go this, I love this. Let me show you guys this. Okay, you guys ready for this? Look at this. If you're able to go Chain Link 1 Trackmaker, Chain Link 2 Mix, and they have a bunch of effects like this, where it's a bunch of quick play spells that a lot of things get dodged. I love that the Trackmaker non-target could resolve in situations like this. Okay, try to resolve this in situations that you can. So he goes effect to add Sleepy. I go Mix Maker. And then the situation resolves. I'm gonna just try to memorize the rest of the way from here on. I imperm this. So okay, we're gonna read this for a bit, guys, because this is where it gets confusing. I want to fast forward to where it really matters here, just to see how difficult this actually gets. So he's special Gaddick, and then I went to make my Loudness, Mix effect to destroy Anguish, Trackmaker to return Gaddick. Gaddick got Sleepy, then it resolved. I didn't imperm yet. He special summoned Sleepy, and then so we're gonna go back to this exact game state. So this is where it's important. So it's Anguish is destroyed. This is here. Sleepy's here. It's in this exact moment. Still draw phase. Now, let me explain draw phase. You guys know what RS does. I cannot, first off, I can't even clip, but the next card I make from back to back simply needs to be RS. There's a few, now, maybe I could go special Rico or something, make Trackmaker just to resolve a Rotary. The KTS gets, and later I get RS potentially. But this is how the situation went here. So if I didn't want to waste my back-to-back yet. You go Sleepy effect to Fusion. I want him out of monsters. So I go Loudness, because I wanted to destroy it. I want him to start using his cards. I want him to hurry up and use these. I want them basically gone. Once these spells are gone, my Impermanent Veiler are eating good. They're eating good. And I'm hoping he does chain it. So in the situation now, after I go Mix the pop the second time, so it's, while Gaddick gets, so Ganesh special Sleep uses effect, I banish Loudness to pop the Sleepy, and he said that's okay, resolving. So now he says that's okay. So this is destroyed. He sends, I'm so sorry guys, it's not Acheron. This is the Tatsunoko, it's a Tatsunoko level 5 that I forgot to add to the deck. So just assume this is the Tatsunoko level 5, the one that searches or whatever. He's using both here. So he's just fusing from hand to make the dragon. And at this point, I'm like, when is bro gonna use his fusions? So this is what I do. At this point, I do a back-to-back. I want to save it for a little bit later. He goes effect to destroy. I imperm, wanting him to do this. We're resolving now. Bless you, wife. Goes into this. Goes into this, summoning this, making all of his effects get sent, and some ads. I'm going to proceed the game state a little bit to where it gets more interesting. We proceed a little bit. We get down to a game state where he has a Memento Fusion, because this, I don't want to go too deep into it. We get a little into it. My Imperm's used. He doesn't know I have Valor. He eventually enters the main phase, and he's at a situation. I didn't clip Valor or RS for the entirety of the turn until this. He used absolutely everything. Sending the last thing he had left. So imagine every single card was used. So look at this game state now. We're gonna send this. I think some of these were gone. It looks something like this here, okay? You guys see this exact game state. He went to Memento Fusion, summons this. This is the exact game state here, okay? Look at this, guys. In this exact game state, we at this point mix resolved a bit earlier with no effect to add Rico. So this is the game state, and I've used all the back-to-back. I used all the loudness. I used KTS. I used everything at this point. I just have Valor and Clip. This is the exact game state, and he just summoned this fusion. This is after a 20-minute draw phase. At this point, I'm slightly sweating, but every single Memento card is used. This is why you guys have to pay attention. Every Memento card is used. I put Vision like it's I guess it's an honorary Memento card. Use this already from hand. Okay, ready? Used all the Sleepy, used every graveyard effect except for Acheron and the field spell. If you guys read this card, it says add a Memento spell or trap. Every Memento spell was used. He goes effect of Creation King. You guys want to know why this is so scary? He is one Acheron away from killing me. I haven't used Valor for like 5 attempts here, main phase. He's went through every single Memento card in his deck. Dark Blade was used at some point. Everything. Every single Memento card was used. But I saved the Valor and I saved the RS, knowing damn well my loose con is this shitter right here. Okay? I don't want to call him shitter. Sometimes it's shitter, sometimes the most broken card ever created. But in this game state, I waited for all of this. His last push. I waited for his last push. He goes Creation King effect on summon to send 3 Memento cards. You cannot use both in the same chain link. This is why knowing every deck is so important. So what do I do? What do I do here? It's very simple what I did. I went Valor on Creation King. Chain Clip. I used every graveyard effect too. This is negated. New new chain. Anything. He wanted to use this to special, and that would have brought him over the top. I go Clip effect to banish a random. I go RS to negate. I saved all of these, and the purpose. I saved my Valor and RS for the very end here, knowing that once these are stopped, I'm good. Every spell was already used. Every monster effect was used in the draw phase. Everything is used. Even though bro has Acheron and that, there's just nothing that can actually be done to kill me because all of them are negated. What can this search, if you guys think about it? What can actually happen here? They're all gone. All spells are gone. Every spell in his deck is gone. He could search a spell, like Bone Party, but it was used. It would just sit there. So he had no way of actually doing lethal, which is the only thing I'm scared of because this card can attack directly at times. So I saved all my stuff for the choke point in my eyes of this deck. Immediately in this game state, recognizing absolute defeat, he scooped. He probably could have pushed a little bit further, but you can't at this game state. He used everything, everything's negated. And that's how you play this deck, because a lot of times, a lot of people would have just Valored on like any summon that they have at any time just because they're summoning cards. I ended up with this exact board, and little news, clip banish dogma showing me that he plays super poly. The moment we went to main phase, I saved for the Veiler. Now let's go to game 2, where I began my game 2 with Q, Ghost Ogre, Purge, Spark, and Mourner. I have 4 broken hand traps. So, Metafy.gg at Trif Gaming here. I missed defeat, aka my opponent, who did play fantastic. Big shout out to my opponent right here. Big Kishawak Ganesh, GG. So we're gonna go back to the game states. I don't mean Spark or Gamma. I'm putting these here just so you guys could see the cards that are important for the situation. My opponent goes first. I'm gonna show you the hand that my opponent had. You guys ready for this? My opponent's actually a genius. I rate what he did here because it actually almost works. So look at this, okay? Well, lock in, guys. His hand was not very good. And what he did was, I'm gonna show the hand here. He started, he had Prosperity. He had Prosperity in his hand. He had, okay, so none of it showed here. I'll remember. He had Prosperity. I'll get as close to the game state as humanly possible. He had basically every memento spell. He had Grand Breakout. He had no monsters, which is why he had a doo-doo hand. I want to say it was Droplet. It was Droplet for sure. This was it was this and it was one unknown. I forgot the other card. I know it, but I forgot it. For argument's sake here, I'm just gonna say it's another Bone Party, okay? Because it's something along these lines. Obviously, it's a garbage hand. He's one monster away from a very broken hand here. So, this is what happened. Something along these lines here. He bricked. Look at this. Genius, what he did. He doesn't banish 6. He only banished 3. Shout out Electromite. He only banished 3. Because he's like, maybe Trif will let it go. Bro is literally one monster away from playing through 1,000 hand traps. So let's go back to my hand. So bro banished 3. If you brick and you don't want your opponent to ash it, but like if the card you search will guarantee you play through like 2 or 3 of your cards become live, it could be a play to banish 3. I had Purge. I had Spark. I had Ghost Mourner. And the last card I had was Ghost Ogre. And Q. I tell people on my Discord how to play the deck. Post side when you have all the dominance cards in there, you're playing mid-tune, okay? It's a style, I'm trying it out for today and I actually loved it. You're playing mid-tune. If you lose a dice roll, you want to make sure you have 25 hand traps, 28 actually to be specific, post side. So in this situation, as much as I would rather save Purge for later, I really have no choice but to Purge, even though he banished 3. Because someone starting with Prosperity is a little bit questionable to me, especially a deck that doesn't like draw like Memento. As you can tell, that was huge. So bro sets 1 card and passes. All right, I draw. I drew for turn a driver. And this driver, I want you guys to remember this driver. Because this driver actually came up very important. I forgot the driver. I forgot the most important part. Okay, guys. You guys know how I get. We're going to have to redo this. Just unk things, you know. In the meantime, you can look at my sexy deck here. I needed that driver. Okay, so we're going to just revisit this super quick. Sorry, guys. You know I'll be with unk, you know. And no editor. No, I love my editor, Delta. I'm at YCS. I want to get this video up tonight for you guys to see because the gameplay is what I'm trying to show here. Not you know, cool edits. Look at that face. Look at that face. I'm just ready to win. I'm gonna, another very interesting hand, I must say. So we're gonna just change this back to the original hand. And I want you guys to see like one specific line that I guarantee not anyone would see here. We're gonna top deck that for turn. We have Ghost Mourner, we have Spark, we have Q, and we have Ghost Ogre. Nice, we have some of these cards. This is actually so ironic. That is so crazy. It is so crazy that that was 2 ash because bro literally had 2 ashes straight right after this. So one bone part, I believe it was one bone party, 2 grand breakout. The prosperity, something along these lines, guys, like some spell, a lot of spells. Okay. So he activates the prosperity, I purge it, and I draw driver for turn. Draw driver for turn, go main phase. I mean, go Q. What else am I gonna do? Just twiddle my thumbs, summon Q, bro, droplets and praise, and it actually worked out. Since this, the moment he sent a card like that, I knew he bricked on spells. And in this game state, he has 2 cards in hand. Okay, guys, he has 2 cards. Look at this. Bro has 2 cards. He has 2 cards in hand. Let me just, one sec. Sorry, I'm missing something here. I don't think it was. Let me confirm. It was pretty close to this. Understand 3 cards. He normal summon Q, droplets and grand breakout. Attack directly. Use Q and ogre to make loudness. Q reveal 2 copies of ash. Okay, I remember now. Okay, so this is the situation. Q. And then he, clearly I brick, because right after this, I attack for 450. I make loudness to give him a bad top deck. If Cool Tune goes summon, make loudness of all things pass, that is a very obvious brick. So I do this because I wanted to give him a bad top deck. In the brick battles of what we're having now, my opponent bricked like crazy because he didn't play last turn. I stopped 1. You want to use Q because it'll be your best friend in these situations. So he reveals 2 ash and he gets an ash. At this game state, with my, I wonder what my set is. That's an obvious imperm purge. Obviously, I have 2 hand traps. Cool Tune doesn't brick. Driver's the only brick. The only card I could have right now might be 1 Rico, which I would for sure get rid of if I was under purge, and 2 hand traps. So he had a recognition here that he might have potentially was able to maybe summon, activate his 2 neg for sure. He would lose. So in this game state, he passes. Rightfully so. Because I don't have shit, but at least he has ash. At least he has ash to stop. Maybe have 1 more summon, and then we could get in. Then he could drop a mental card and play. So he, in this game state, he passes back to turn. I draw a second Q. What a top deck. I wonder if he has a hand trap to stop it. I draw Q for turn. Why is this important? And I'm going to show you how broken this play is. Look, I go summon Q. He goes ash. I have to give him another shitter. We're going to get into a Q battle now. This is where it gets really cool. I go loudness banish Q to give him another bad top deck. You just have to. At that moment, I see that when I banished Sleepy, and I gave him another grand breakout. So what that tells me is that he didn't have, he must have had another spell. Maybe it was something like this. And then he got the grand breakout or something along these lines. So I banish Sleepy and I give him another spell for the obvious reasons of it just all spells and no plays. But I don't know yet the other 2 cards. All I know is that he has 1 grand breakout in hand when I pass back. So I'm going to pass back. I attack for 900. I don't know the other 2 cards. What I think is all hand traps. Because why did he pass this much? It must be some bell or something. So he has to have 1 more hand trap. He just has to have 1 more hand trap. I don't want to take the risk. I even thought it could be another ash, even though I saw 2 of them. So he just passed here. There's 2 unknown cards, and he's breaking like crazy. But also, if he draws 1 monster, I lose on the spot. Because I don't have ash. I don't have purge. I don't have those type of hand traps. Or imperm to stop on something I summon, like for sure. I actually lose on the spot. If my play is stopped. My draw for turn is Genesis. So in this game state, I do a play that none of you guys would see. That why I want to make this video is these nuances of Yu-Gi-Oh! That are so minor. but are the difference of winning and losing. Let's just say I have Genesis. What's my lose con here, guys? What's my lose con? It's clearly Ash Blossom. I go Genesis into KTS, summon Rotary. The game's over on the spot. The game's I resolve Rotary, I win. So what's the lose con? It's literally only Ash. Can we all agree on that? It's Bell if I go overtake. So I know I'm not going overtake here. That's how you have to think. Okay, so if I go Genesis here, and he Ashes, you guys want to know what happens? I can't loudness banish Q. I got no Q in my grave. If you could take anything from this video, it's literally right here. Those that stayed for these 30 minutes, I'm about to get a crazy gem here that saves the... It didn't save the game because I didn't know what he had. But in hindsight, there's 2 unknown cards here. And passing. It has to be hand traps. So I'm very proud of this play I saw because in my eyes, it should be something like a hand trap because why is he always passing? In this game state, because you don't know these 2 cards, you do not go activate Duelist Genesis because you have guaranteed victory another way. He has taken 1350. It's Tribute Summon Driver. It's the only play. It's the only play. Because now, if I go Duelist Genesis, maybe he waits for me to get like KTS so he could waste it. And then I go KTS here, and he ashes this. Let's say this was ashed with an unknown card he was saving when he's passing every turn. Ash. I would lose. But this way, if he ashes this, because I Tribute Summon Driver, I can banish Q to give him a bad top deck. These little nuances are so important. I don't play 2 loudness. I can't make another loudness. I don't have a Synchro 9 2 tuners. So even if he had the Ash, I give him a bad top deck, and I attack for 25. He has another bad turn, and then I just draw anything next turn to win the game. But that right here saved me a turn if he had Ash. These plays are so important because now even though I wasted a summon, this is guaranteed victory times a billion through any hand trap. If he other than Spark, but I have this. So it was just Ash. It was the only card in the game. I go effect. He reveals his hand. We have a good laugh. GG. That's how you play the game, fellas. Okay? That's how you play the game. Making sure that no matter what, you have an answer every time. A checkmate, so it be. Purge locks it up dark, water, fire. Do you guys see a dark water fire? It does not stop the activated, it only stops the activated effects of B2B, not the enter battle phase attack twice. Battle phase, attack for 25 with driver, attack for 64 game. If he had Ash, I would have lost that. So just a minor play there that I think is really cool that some people just don't see, but could have been the difference of winning and losing simply because I was able to play around the last hand trap if he had it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm super tired now. It's almost midnight. I'm going to sleep for tomorrow. I'm going to do well on day 2. Happy I at least got the blue eyes. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know there's a lot of yap in the middle, but there's a lot of nuances in Yu-Gi-Oh! I wanted you guys to really capture it. It's not just, I activate my Rico in the middle column. You gotta really kind of think, like, why are you summoning the Rico? Why are you, right? So the Tribute Summon Driver is my favorite play of that match because if you had a hand trap, and what else would you have in that? Like, guys, he passed for 5 turns. That was one of the first, 8-turn Yu-Gi-Oh! Duels I've had in a long time. Like, what else would he have if he was passing? Maybe it was could have been an imperm, he was waiting, whatever, right? All I'm saying is that could have been a hand trap, and the singular Tribute Summon would have saved the only lose con because it was already won. You lost nothing from doing a Tribute Summon Driver. You lost nothing. You have OTK regardless. But this is the only way to protect your play. And it's ironic because of that statement. My deck has no pathetic cards, neither does mine. Because my worst card in the deck made it so we had protection. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Get your Supreme Bossy down below. And check out the Metafy if you want to learn plays like that. My whole Metafy, I had my whole access to my class. You guys have my... I never hide decks before the tournament. After the tournament. I only hide it for one tournament. And then I give it to everyone on YouTube as well. But my class always has it for the YCSs that are important. And every YCS, we take a new style of the deck. We change a few stuff. You even saw Vanadium Prime Heart, which is unbelievably broken. I'm going to make a video on it. I don't want to say the combos, but there's an OTK line no one knows with it. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.